Hello everyone. Today, my partner Nila Warasan and I myself Nishana Farhana going to share some knowledge about health and safety guidelines of carpentry. So here is the outline or contents of this video presentation. First of all, what is carpentry? Carpentry is a skilled trade and a craft in which the primary work performed is the cutting, shaping, and installation of building material during the construction of buildings, ship, timber bridge, concrete formwork, and others. Painters traditionally worked with natural wood and did rougher work like framing. So here is the list of services that are being offered or provided by carpenters. And this one is the list of carpentry tools. Moving on to the type of hazard. First of all, what is hazard? Hazard is actually a source or a situation with a potential for harm to humans, property, and damage of environment, or a combination of these. Next is the type of hazard. So during our visit to few carpentry shops, my partner and I found out three major hazards that always being faced by carpenters are chemical, physical, and electrical hazard. Chemical hazard is due to the solvent, paint, stain, and other material which may result in dermatitis, allergic reaction, respiratory problem, and cancer risk from certain wood dust. While physical hazard can occur because of slippery floor, fall from height, long-term exposure to excessive noise from machine can lead to hearing loss, and heating equipment can cause burns on skin. And lastly, electrical hazard will happen when extension cables are used incorrectly, which will eventually cause fire, equipment failure, and electrical shock. Next is possible hazard. The first one is fall. Fall are the most common construction site injury, making up about 35% of all construction accidents. This often occur when a worker falls from scaffolding, ladders, roof, chimneys, and others. The second one is electrocution. Construction work often occurs near a power line and power sources. This means that it's easy to mistakenly hit power line with machinery and equipment. Third one is dermatitis. Inhaling or touching certain substance such as wood, preservative, or epoxy resin can cause severe dermatitis, which is a skin condition resulting from direct irritation. And lastly is muscle pain. Standing or sitting at the wrong position when handling dense wood, performing repetitive tasks, or lifting can harm the muscle and cause pain. Next is the real workplace hazard. So during our visit to few carpentry shops, the first hazard that we found out is improper storage and handling of carpentry tools. So the effect will be leads to unwanted accidents such as cuts, wounds, and chemical spill. The second hazard will be uncovered electrical or circuit panel box. So the effect will be potential for electrocution, physical damage, and dust and dirt to accumulate in the circuits.
My name is Lawson, so I'll be presenting the remaining two real workplace hazards. So the third hazard will be not wearing proper PPE, which in this case will be eye protection when handling hazardous materials. So the effect will be risk of getting fire burns, punctures, and also electrocution. So the fourth hazard will be working in awkward position and also performing repetitive tasks. So for the effect, it will increase the muscular fatigue and also chronic soft tissue disorder. Next slide. So here will be the hierarchy assessment on possible hazards on carpentry activities. So the first activity will be storage and handling of carpentry tools, which can have sharp objects and corrosive as potential hazards, which will be having a risk level of 9. And second will be uncovered electrical panel box, which will be the hazard will be the electrocution part, and the risk level is 16, which is considered to be high. Next slide. So for the third activity, which will be arrogant cast welding, the potential hazard will be fire and physical hazard. And these are the effects, which is fire burns and eye damage. So this activity also having the highest risk level, which is 16 as previous. And the fourth activity will be wood and perspex cutting. which the hazard will be ergonomic hazard, and also the effect will be muscular fatigue and tissue damage. So this activity also will be having risk level same as activity 1, which is 9. So next slide. So this will be the hierarchy of control for carpentry, starting with the elimination, which will be the most effective one, continued by substitution, engineering controls, administrative controls, and finally PPE, which is least effective. So for the elimination substitution part, we can replace the raw materials with non-hazardous material by modifying the physical features of machine used. So for the engineering control, the procurement of mechanical aids or barriers is also not applicable. This is due to the narrow space in production division with approximately 1 meter length between one machine with another. So the third one will be an administrative control. This method can be applied by constructing and setting policies on a work area, especially carpentry workplace, establishing procedures and training for workers, designing work practices that can reduce the level of risk to the workers. The final element will be personal protective equipment, which is PPE, which is considered to be the most applicable hierarchy of control by any kind of companies. So this is done by providing variety of PPE that support the safety of workers, such as non-metallic safety shoes, safety gloves, and safety glasses. So these PPE can actually help them to reduce the effect of hazards in the workplace. So next slide. So this is the list of preventive measures that can be taken to increase the safety of the workers. First one will be inspecting the working area, tools and equipment. Second, we will be selecting the tools and equipment that will be done for using good economic procedures. Third, we'll be cleaning up the wood dust regularly, disconnecting the power of any machine when we have to fix an issue or changing parts, and then wearing proper PPEs such as eye protection, ear protection, footwear protection, and also knowing about the products that we are working with, including the type of wood, chemical, paint, and stains. And also we should avoid awkward postures and also repetitive tasks. And finally, follow a recommended shift work pattern and know the associated hazards. Next slide. So these are the reference material we used to construct the pocket book for our assignment.